Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, and salutations to all the Akim out there pushing this truth throughout the four corners of the earth, and to the hopeful elect. It's just going to be a quick little lesson, and, you know, not sure I'm going to title it, but along the topic that people don't want to hear this truth, especially Jake. Jake don't want to hear about the fact that their nationality goes back to the Hebrew Israelites and the 12 tribes, and that that they just don't want to hear this truth, especially here in these last days. People just rather um, hear and talk about foolishness than hear what the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai have to say. So first precept I want to start with is Galatians 4 and 16. And it reads, I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? And that's how people look at us. They look at us as enemies because because we're out here you know rebuking them and telling them that they're going off, and trying to correct them through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, of what's right and what's righteous and what's not. But you know Jake don't want to hear it. More so I'm directing this at them because this truth is only for them. You know, it's not for the it's not for these Edomites. It's not for these other heathens, these other nations. The law, statutes, and commandments are only directed towards you know uh, to the Israelites. The Lord's chosen people. But Jake, you know, looks down upon men that are trying to do the right thing, that wanna live right, and they and for that that's why it says if I am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth. They don't want to hear what we have to say. They don't want to hear that they're going off by smoking or sleeping with a next man's wife, or indulging in certain types of wickedness. Jake just want to have fun and not and not get right. But if they don't get right, then they get left and destroyed. This is Baruch, chapter 2. I just want to start verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves. So, that's Jake. Very, very stubborn, very hard-headed. Um, don't just want to do things their way. And the Lord knows this, but like it says, in the land of captivity, they'll remember their names. So the elect, the elect are going to you know, come back to remembrance, of their true power. Yahweh being the Father and Yahweh Shai being the Son. This is 2 Timothy 4 in the NLT, and starting at verse 1, chapter 4, verse 1. I solemnly urge you in the presence of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai Mashiach, who will someday judge the living and the dead when he appears to set up his kingdom. That time is fastly approaching. Preach the word of Yahweh. Be prepared whether the time is favorable or not. Patiently correct, rebuke, and encourage your people with good teaching. You know, that through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, that's what we're trying to do to the best of our ability, is to, correct Israel on, you know, on what's right and what's wrong. But, just like in the days of Noah and in the time of Lot with Sodom and Gomorrah, people just wanna live their life. People, they just wanna have fun. They just wanna wax worse and worse in this wicked, filthy kingdom. Verse 3. For the time is coming when people will no longer listen to the sound and wholesome teaching. They will follow their own desires and will look for teachers who will tell them whatever their itching ears want to hear. And this goes along to these other camps out here. This pertains to them as well, because they're not teaching the complete truth. Starting off with the names. Starting off by not pushing the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And that's what Jake wants to hear, smooth things. They don't want to be corrected. They don't want to have to change how they're living. And that's why Jake don't want to get into this. Don't want to pay attention to it. They rather indulge in, they rather go after all these other false religions out here, because it's more appealing. It's somewhat, it's more easy, because here in this truth, you gotta really correct yourself, and really put forth that effort to want to build and grow spiritually with Yahweh Shai, because we need him. We need him. We need him. We need him. We need his grace, and we need his mercy. Verse 4, they will reject the truth and chase after myths. Yeah, so get into all types of other philosophies and beliefs and religions. They'll do all that instead of coming back to their true power, which is Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. This is Isaiah chapter 30, and I'll start at 9. Just get straight to the point. I'll start at 8. Now go write it before them in the table and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever, that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Yeah, that's Jake. They don't want to hear the law. They don't want to hear what the prophets have to say. Until it's going to be too late. You know, here we are trying to warn you of what's coming to this place. You know, in terms of that, there's going to be more plagues and pestilence and more war and more death. That chip, that famine of the word, where this word is not going to be, accessible, in times to come. But Jake don't want to hear it. They just want to live their best lives. They just want to have fun until it's too late. They're only gonna want to correct. They're only gonna want to correct themselves when all hell is, when all hell breaks loose is when they're gonna want to correct themselves. When shit really hits the fan, then they're gonna want to know, oh, what were those men, on the corner saying? Let me try to find that video, or what was that name that my coworker kept talking about? But it might be too late. Verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. And that's what Jakes want to hear, especially in the church. All they talk about in the church is good things, good, good. I I like to always say, like, it's literally like going to church was like going to like a motivation, seminar, every Sunday, because nothing there's nothing being taught there. They pick and choose all the little good things, you know, that they want to talk about. They don't want to talk about death. They barely even want to talk about their hell, which is going off. Jake just want to hear, good, smooth things to make them feel good, things to make them feel better about, the way that they're living. They don't want to hear that they're going off. And that's one, for me, that's one thing that made me fall in love with the way, the teachings of GMS, because it was just straight cutthroat. Like, coming in as a new believer and, you know, just getting cut, just listening to, different brothers and the apostles just make videos, and it was just cutting my spirit, because I knew, damn, I gotta stop doing this. Especially that, that whole smoking thing, or eating, you know, not eating certain foods. A straight cut, because I was like, it's wrong. So, you know, that is the way, as a man, you want to be taught, is that, straight, direct to the point, no bullshit. You know, we're not in this thing to be soft. We need to be, soldiers for Yahushua. And Yahushua is not looking for no soft men. So when it's time, for us to be corrected, you know, and just hear the harsh truth about certain things, you just take it. You take it, and you build through the Spirit. You want to hear this smooth, kumbaya, everything's good type of talk. Everything's peace and love. When Yahushua is not coming back, you know, to set, to set peace and love. Yes, peace is going to be set up, within the kingdom, but he's coming back to destroy, to seek vengeance upon this place for all the wickedness that has happened. This is Ecclesiasticus 13 and 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he saith. They extol it to the clouds. But if a poor man speaks, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. Yeah, and that's how that's how the prophets are looked at. Especially in GMS. We call us the bum camp. When the prophets are out here speaking of things, people don't want to listen. But when that guy in a suit and tie and clean shaved and freshly cut, lined up, is saying the exact same thing, or whatever the heck they're saying, then it's held up high. It must be true because so and so says it. But then they're gonna know. And that's what my next closing precept is gonna go into. In that time, they're gonna know, that a prophet has been among them. So the point's in 33, but I'm gonna start at 30. And this is Ezekiel 33 and 30. Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and the doors of the houses, and speak one another, every one to his brother, saying, Come, I pray you, and hear what the word that cometh from the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they shew much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness. So they don't want to correct themselves. They don't they don't want to do what this word is saying. They don't want to live by it. They don't want to put off that old man or old woman. They just want to follow their heart. And just live through live by the flesh, do what the flesh wants. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song for one that hath a pleasant voice. You can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet has been among them. So when that chip is finally mandated, when you can no longer move around the bout as you please, when the death toll is skyrocketing by the day from natural disasters or just complete chaos, when those troops are in the streets, then they'll know that what the prophets have been saying, the prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai were saying, was the truth. But it might be too late. That when they start seeing those missiles coming down, because the men of the Lord are telling you that this place, Babylon the Great, and other certain parts of this world are going to be touched by nuclear fire, and the chariots of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, when they crack the clouds, and Yahweh Shai returns in all his glory with his army of angels and start fucking up this place. These are things that the men of the Lord have been telling you that are going to happen. But, Jake don't want to hear it. People don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear this truth. But just like in the days of Noah, when Noah entered that ark, and everyone started banging on it. It's going to be like so, in the day when the Lord returns to seek vengeance upon this place. Then they're going to know, that the prophet has been among them. And what the men of the Lord have been prophesying out there on the highways and byways and over the internet was nothing but truth. And instead of, trying to come in the fold and learn and better themselves, they looked at us as enemies. But that's okay, because at the end of the day, it's only made for who it's made for, which is the elect. So this is going to conclude this mini video, this mini lesson. Tawada for tuning in. I would like to give all praises and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. The double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, and salutations to all the Akim out there pushing this truth throughout the four corners of the earth. Lord willing, until the next video, Shalom.